Check, check, check. And good afternoon, Pacer fans. 2 o'clock here in Aiken, South Carolina. It's just under 50 degrees, little cloud, little wind, but the Pacers are riding a 1-0 season up to this point, going up against the Lincoln Memorial Rail Splitters. Pacers won last night's contest 8-2 with some absolutely fantastic offense by Mr. Zach Moon. Well, it was the Zach attack. There you go. He had two run home runs last night. Pacers never really looked like they were struggling in that game, but it's game 2, and as they say, gotta play the games. So on the mound, or on the starting lineup for the Pacers, we got Price at center field, Ammerman at shortstop, Chaz Powell at left field, Pereira at first, Banks at third. Designated hitter is Zach Moon. Max Schoen is making his season debut at catcher. Westerberg will be in right field. Mercado at second base. And Riley will be on the mound for the Pacers. And coming up to the plate for Lincoln Memorial, number 20, Seth Hunt. Seth Hunt, a Knoxville, Tennessee native. That pitch missing high and inside for ball 1. That one chopped to second, easily played and turned over as a first out to first.
Left fielder number 22, Mason Ewers.
Mercado looking natural over there at second base position. Now up to the plate, Mason Ewers for the Rail Splitters. Riley not playing around, and Ewers not playing around either, swinging at the first pitch. Riley working quick. That pitch missing just high. 1-1. That little breaking ball didn't break enough as it just misses high and inside. 2-1 count. Swung on a miss there to even the count, 2-2. Fastball inside at the corner of the plate. That breaking ball just missing outside corner, making the count full. Now one fouled back into the Pacer dugout. Count remains 3-2. And Riley will step off. A little miscommunication between Schoen and Riley. And we're on the same page. Here comes the windup. And he couldn't get him to chase it, and that's going to be a walk. That's going to bring up a number 24, Logan Augustine, to the plate. Augustine out of Urbandale, Iowa. And that ball in the dirt, and it's going to get away from Schoen as Ewers will advance from first to second. The 1-0 pitch. That one just missing the inside. Making the count 2-0. And Riley having a hard time getting a handle on his pitching right now. That one's in the dirt. 3-0 is the count. And he's going to miss with that one. 4 straight balls, and that'll send the batter to first. So runners on first and second, 1 out. And that's going to bring up number 15, Eric Coleman, designated hitter out of Brooklyn, New York. So right off the bat, Riley's got himself in what we'd like to call a pickle. And he is just missing the strike zone. That one couldn't have been out by much. 1-0 is the count. Fastball missing low. 2-0. And Jones is going to go out there and have a word with his pitcher. Calm him down a little bit. Remind him why we play the game. Remind him that he's good enough to be there. And a little pat on the backside and all is well. Sean returns back to the plate. Gets geared up and Riley assumes his posture on the mound. The 2-0 pitch. Runners on first and second. 1 out here. And that one fouled back. For the first strike in what seems like an eternity. 2-1. That one just missing high, making the count 3-1. Swung on and missed to make the count full. Good looking fastball. Going missing inside, and the bases are full. All on free passes. And that's going to inspire a visit from Nolan Belcher as he walks out to have a word with Riley, trying to encourage him, calm him down a little bit. While they're doing that, we're going to give you a second to go top off your drinks. We'll be right back right after this meeting on the mound. And welcome back. Wes Niederland will take batter's box. Bases loaded, 1 out. Our stat tracker we're having some technical difficulties with that, but you know that Brent and crew are all over that, trying to get that figured out. Put that Hager touch on it, and we'll have it up running as soon as possible. First pitch called strike, the 0-1 pitch. That one fouled down the left field line. Nice. And I'm thinking that Schoen was called for interference. Not sure how the batter hit the ball. But we're not seeing. Oh, there he comes. Well, Kenny Thomas is going to come out and figure out what's going on with that. And it was a short dispute, but home plate umpire is going to win that one, and that's going to put the Rail Splitters up by 1. Bases loaded. Good looking breaking ball there, called strike. Swung on a miss for strike 2. Whatever happened seems to have inspired Riley. He's throwing strikes. Breaking ball just missing that curveball. A little high. Scary thought. Just missing the outside corner to even the count, 2-2. A little high heater inside might do the trick here. Two pitch. Now one lifted into shallow right field. Second baseman calling for it. He makes the play, and runners will go back to their respective bases. So good effort by Riley. Do some pop up, infield pop fly there. That's going to bring up H.D. Dillard to the plate with bases loaded. So far, they got a whole lot of walks. No hits, but they got a run. Here at the top of the first. And Riley will get the call there. That one just catches outside corner of the plate. Breaking ball catching the inside of the corner of the plate. Dillard was frozen in his stance on that one. Good looking pitch, strike 2. Riley steps off. Try to get him to chase one. Great job by Schoen to keep that one from getting to the backstop. The 1-2 pitch. Riley definitely slowed his pace with runners on the bases. Here goes the 1-2 pitch. Not taken. Called ball to even the count. Deuces are wild. All across the board. That ball fouled back over the picnic area. Count will remain 2-2. Now one in the dirt. 3-2 is the count. Wind blowing a little bit towards left field. Flag's been kind of swirling a little bit here and there. Swung on and fouled back. All the rail splitters were running. Three-two pitch. And he can't get the call, and that'll walk in a run. Rail Splitters lead 2-0 now. Still don't have a hit to show for their efforts.
The third baseman, number 4, Danny Valdez.
That's going to bring up number 4, Danny Valdez, out of Orlando, Florida. Breaking ball, catching outside corner for strike one. Now we're catching the inside corner. Freezing Valdez, 0-2. And that's going to catch Valdez's helmet, and that'll walk in. Run number 3. Riley not having his best debut. Certainly not what you would imagine he'd have hoped for. But we're seeing a little action in the bullpen. Riley just let that one get away. As shown, set up outside corner of the plate, and that one obviously came up inside. Riley, he's really pressing now as he's trying to overthrow the ball a little bit. Showing wisely going out there and offering some encouragement to his pitcher who's struggling. Really want to see Riley get it together. Oh, just missing low and outside. Riley needs to get back in the habit of just throwing strikes. Let your fielders field. 2-1's the count. That ball is going to get back to the backstop. And a runner will score. Advancers will advance. Riley coming in. Takes a tumble. Not seeing anybody from the dugout coming out to check on him. I guess he's fine. Four nothing. Not a single hit in the game. And he'll get that call. Strike one as Gene Rodriguez watches that one go by. Lincoln Memorial fans definitely having more fun at this game than they had last night. They never led. Good swing and a miss there for strike three. And Riley will head back to the dugout. And somebody might need to give him a hug. But with that, we'll be right back at the bottom of the first, right after this. And welcome back. Mitchell Price will step up to the plate. Pacers down by 4 here at the bottom of the first. But the good news is Brent Hager is back. So glad to have you back, Mr. Hager.
I don't know if that's good news or not, but it'll be entertaining now.
Well, as you wisely pointed out, that we're down 4 runs. Riley still maintaining his no-hit bid.
But it's early. We have 9 chances to, 9 different innings to try to score at least 4 runs to tie it up. So
That pitch called strike, so 1-1. Pacer fans not liking it.
And we do have live stats up and running right now. We're able to fix that little issue with an activation code that we got from Stat Crew, so everything's up and running now. So
Good deal, good deal.
listen to or watch Stat Crew, watch us, or listen to us. We'll have good times.
2-1 pitch lifted high. And that looks like it's going to be out of play.
Well, everyone
Got
ducks in the stands.
fans scurrying around, and there's a lucky Pacer fan who just threw it back over the rail. But the good old days when you took that and ran to the concession, they got a free stick of gum or something.
Free Coke or free M&M something.
Car maybe, you don't know. 2-2 pitch. And that one's just missing. Making the count 3-2.
And
And that one will catch the inside corner of the plate. As Price will begrudgingly walk back to the dugout.
Shortstop number 8, Ty Emmerman.
let's bring Ty Emmerman to the plate.
Foul that one straight back. On the mound for the Rail Splitters, Ethan Elliott, who's got a little bit of a sidewinder release coming from the left-hand side of the mound. He's not afraid to throw it inside. He's been getting some calls there as we get the 1-2 pitch here. And that one just missing. A little fan bantering going on between Pacer fans and Lincoln Memorial fans, and that ball lifted all the way out to the warning track.
It's going to be at least a double. He's going to just
And we got our first hit of the game in this 4-0 ball game.
Kind of odd to say at this point in the game, but nice piece of hitting, Joe Ups, I feel like that. That's going to bring up Chaz Powell.
Chaz Powell with the best walk-up song ever. Oh, it's a little changed up.
But this year they were given 2 options for walkout songs because the person who runs the music was sick of the same one after like 30-some games last year. So they're going to alternate a little bit here, back and forth. But, hopefully Chaz, continues hitting well as he's done since he started here at USC Aiken last year.
No, he was on fire last year, and again, probably the character on the team. That ball just missing to the dismay of Lincoln Memorial fans. Home plate umpire is not popular with either side.
Well, at least he's neutral then, right?
He is consistent. That's right. He can't say he's picked a side.
But that is
just missing the inside.
One of the toughest jobs to have, I would assume. Everyone says it's so easy, but when you get out there and you have a split second to make a call, it's got to be extremely tough.
I think you're right. You're absolutely right. The toughest part seems to be being right.
Yeah, and not being influenced, by the fans either. After you hear it for so long from one side, you want to tend to give them a call, and you can't do that.
Yeah, you might want to put some earplugs in so you don't hear them, because you're going to definitely get an earful here, especially at our home stadium, because we've got a steady onslaught of verbal assault from Pacer fans.
Very boisterous crowd.
Boisterous is probably the nicer way to say it. Well, the verbal onslaught was poetic. 2-1 pitch, missing outside, making the count 3-1.
Went away here with a runner on second base.
That one's going to catch the inside corner. Making the count full. That one will miss. Might want to work on his bat toss.
It was a pretty nice one, I thought.
It had a nice rotation on it, but it looked like it was going to come down on the home plate's head.
But it stuck the landing, so at least
he
it's
did
like
stick the landing.
maybe like a 9.2 or something like that.
as you would expect a Chaz Powell flipping of the bat to do. That's going to bring on number 32 to the plate,
Brian Pereira.
Mr. Brian Pereira, playing first base for the Pacers.
It's so difficult for me to see him playing versus Ty Burkelver. He's been there for, it seems like, a decade.
Yeah, it is. A lot of these kids, they become seniors, and then selfishly they go on and live their own lives.
We stay here and they keep on moving on. It's just something's not right.
Yeah, they're selfish. Ty, if you hear me, you're selfish. Should have stuck around.
Well,
Major League Baseball is not going to be as fun as college baseball. You got to know that.
I mean, he's getting played in a new position. He's signed as a pitcher versus first base. So, and he can hit too. So look at him going. Even though he's drafted by American League or signed by American League team. I mean, look at him possibly going to a National League team at some point, or at least hitting for himself.
Right.
I mean,
well, I would imagine he'll get paid a little bit better than he did in college.
Since college is tuition.
That's right. It's the gift that keeps on giving. So a little meeting on the mound between the catcher and the pitcher.
We've got a few radar guns here in the crowd today too.
Yeah, notice those.
It seems like everyone's trying to film also.
Do we not have any? Is there not like a radar gun app people can download on their iPhones anymore?
If not, we should invent one.
I'm on it. So the 1-0 pitch to Mr. Pereira. Hit back up the middle.
4-6 to
4-6 double play.
4-6-3 double play.
And that'll retire the side. So here at the bottom of the first, the Rail Splitters lead 4-0 as we go to the top of the second. We'll be back shortly after these brief messages. And welcome back, Pacer fans, as Riley returns to the mound, trying to maintain his no-hitter. And the bat for the Rail Splitters is Seth Hunt.
He grounded into second his first time at bat, and looking at a 1-1 count now.
Big swing and a miss there, 1-2. That one got away from him just a bit. Almost hit the mascot.
Something out of Bull Durham, it seemed like.
I wouldn't dig in if I were you. I really don't know where this is going. That one fouled back.
A little bit windier today than it was yesterday.
Yes, the flag is dancing all over the place. That one lifted down the right field line, but it's not going to make it past the first baseman. Easily caught by Pereira. We're out number one.
Left fielder number 22, Nathan Ewers.
And they're going to bring up Nathan Dewars. Mason Ewers.
Or you, a little bit difficult name to say. So we apologize for getting it wrong.
First pitch missing high and inside for ball one.
The crowd's still trickling in here. You know, after some fun homecoming festivities last night and this morning as well.
Always a good time at homecoming week, Hall of Fame banquet, and all that good stuff. Hate that I missed it.
You know, 5 people were inducted in the Hall of Fame last night. Just epic careers and accomplishments they had for USC Aiken over their, their careers. And tonight we've got Lander doubleheader, 5:30, 7:30 for basketball. Should be a pretty good crowd. So just a fun day of Pacer athletics, and that just goes on to tomorrow too with baseball, softball opening their season, and tennis at home at the same time.
Can never get enough Pacer sports. 3-1 pitch. Riley missing, overthrowing the ball. He's getting a little excited up there on the mound, and
First baseman, number 24, Logan Augustine.
Brings Augustine back to the plate, who walked his first at bat.
you can pretty much say that about anybody that comes up to bat.
Well, you did have the catcher's interference earlier. In the
That's
inning
true.
too,
That's
so
true.
You never know what could happen. What would happen there. But first start of the year is always tough. A little bit anxious for everything and ready to get going, and sometimes you miss your spots just because you're, so amped up to play the game again. One another count. Two and 0 now. He checks for the sign. Misses low. 3-0. Pitch right down the middle for strike one. As he steps back in the box. Hits that one a mile high, but it's going to stay in the ballpark. Into left field and pals underneath it for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up Coleman to the plate, the DH.
Eric Coleman.
So with 1 on and 2 out, Coleman will step to the plate. He walked and scored in the first.
Breaking ball, just missing. That won't foul back into the picnic area. Making the count 1-1. Fortunately, the weather's just cool enough to not be picnicking.
Yeah,
So not much of a scampering.
No. And most people are underneath the overhang over here. Which
Trying to get in out of the cloud cover.
Well, and you also want to make sure that you don't have to dodge any foul balls that come your way too.
Good looking pitch, catching the outside corner of the plate. 1-2 is the count. Runner going on the breaking ball, and that's strike 3. So good effort by Riley, holding them scoreless here at the top of the second. But he's maintaining his no-hitter as we go into the bottom of the second, trailing 4-0. We'll be right back.
And we are back here in the bottom of the second inning as Jonathan Banks leads off for head coach Kenny Thomas's team, and Coach Thomas, who picked up his 1100th career win last night.
You gotta be around a long time to pick up 1,100 wins. He's old.
just a very impressive feat for him to do that, and he's got 580 here at USC Aiken. So I mean, that's just he's been a great coach over the last 15 plus seasons here. Always willing to talk baseball. Anytime we need him for
Or
an
fried
interview.
honey buns. Those are his two favorite topics.
Yes, Banks takes the strike and swings on that one, misses 0-2. Anytime we need him for an interview, he's always willing to help out. And it's always great. And Banks swings and misses for strike 3.
Yeah, all you really have to do is show up with a microphone. He'll handle all the talking.
That's the great thing when we did the season preview recently. I had sat down and he just talked away. I didn't have to ask him but one question, I think it was. But I wish more coaches were like that. So good times as Zach Moon steps to the plate. He sees the ball. It'd be
Zach Moon, who was most offensive last night.
yeah, two home runs.
Two run home runs.
So he's on pace for 100 home runs for this regular season. That'd be like a new league record.
And he's been getting that call all day. It's throwing our right-handed batters off. Coming in at their knees, it does make you want to jump back a little bit. That one fouled back into the net. Count 1-2 for Zach Moon. Swung on and missed there, and Rail Splitter fans remember Zach's efforts last night, and they cheer heartily as he strikes out on that one.
It's going to bring up Max Schoen, the catcher.
Max Schoen out of Colorado.
He's always one to retweet Pacer Athletics. Always nice of him.
Maximilius Schoen. Hot shot. Good play by the shortstop. If he can get up and make the throw, but he's not going to do it as that ball gets past the first baseman, and
they should rule that a hit either way.
Schoen's going to walk back to first. So a good piece of hitting by Max Schoen.
They will rule that a hit, as they should.
Yep, and they do. They rule that as a hit. And rightfully so. It would have taken an extraordinary effort for that shortstop to get it out of the dirt and make that throw.
Like Ozzie, just a very talented player to be able to make that throw. But it's going to bring up Luke Westerberg, the transfer to USC Aiken. Right field swings at the first pitch, hits it high and deep to left field.
Got him back to the warning tracks, but that's not going to have the distance, and that's out number 3. So heading into the bottom of the second, the Pacers will maintain a 4-run deficit. And welcome back at the top of the third. Number 34 for the Rail Splitters is going to step up to the plate. Wes Niederland. He's going to lay down a little shot down third baseline, but it's going to roll foul. Max Schoen being a gracious host, holding his bat up for him as he gets back.
Yes, Niederland got on base with the catcher's interference the first time at the bat.
That ball is going to be fouled over into out of play. Over to the batting cages of the Pacers. Hot shot to second, but easily handled.
Catcher number 44, Russell Clark.
It's going to bring up Russell Clark to the plate. He popped up to second in his first at bat.
Which up to this point is the most hit they've gotten.
That is true.
As we trail 4 runs.
Reminds me of a softball pitcher a couple years ago for us that threw no hitter but walked 4 and hit I think 3 or 4 batters the first inning, gave up 2 runs, and we won 5-2.
Gotta love the sport. That ball hit off the handle straight to our shortstop, easily
Right fielder number 14.
handled by
Dillard.
Ammerman. Still got to learn all these guys' names.
It's so difficult. You look out there and you recognize, pretty much the catcher and the left fielder, but he was playing in the infield last year with Taz Powell.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone else, you got to figure out. This is only the second day, so just give us a little bit of time and we'll get it down. Although we won't be here tomorrow, Marcus Johnson will be filling in for us, as we'll be handling baseball, PA, and broadcast duties. Or did I say baseball? I meant softball.
Softball, as Dillard hits that one to third and easily handled. So nice 3 up, 3 down effort. That was kind of fun. Nice way to start off the third as we head to the bottom right after this.
We are back here with Chip Herring in the bottom of the third inning with Skylar Mercado leading off.
I was going to say, I'm batting. And he comes out swinging. Mercado had a good night last night. Lifted that one shallow center for out number 1.
It's going to bring us back to the top of the order with Mitchell Price. Tell you what, these Pacer batters, they swing about the first pitch on everything. They're ready to get up there and take their hacks.
And that'll be something teams will scout.
Yep, start throwing your stuff that they can't hit in the first pitch.
Exactly right. Just throwing some junk balls, they might just easy ground balls. Anything along those lines, that pitch misses.
But then you see probably like, Phil Disher will get them squared away and make them start laying off some pitches first and get the pitchers deeper in the count before swinging.
Right.
That way you get to the bullpen quicker in this 3-game series, and then you get work the bullpen, and they're tired by the third game, and hopefully you take 2 of 3 or all 3 games from these teams.
Trying to figure out why we don't have one ball up. Should be 1-1.
It should be.
It should be 1-2 now with that swung on a miss.
And there we go.
There we go. All right. Yeah. It was kind of throwing me off because I was like, I'm pretty sure I saw the ball go in the dirt. And big swing and a miss there for strike 3.
I mean, Chip, you and I, we're pretty much perfect over here.
I feel pretty darn good.
It's just the fact we got to worry about the person sometimes putting it on the scoreboard. But
I can't do everybody's job for him.
He does a good job, but sometimes, people get distracted.
Yeah, but that's last week's score.
That is true.
I'm just kidding.
And Ammerman to the plate. He doubled into the right center of the first at bat and looks at the ball there. We had a pretty decent crowd here for being a overcast, cool afternoon.
That pitch just missing, making the count 2-0.
The pitcher has to tuck his shirt back in. It looks like it's a little bit too big for him.
Good rip there. He's got a left fielder turned all the way around, but good move by the left fielder for the Rail Splitters. And now retired the side. So Pacers lead with 2 hits, but have no runs to show for it. Rail Splitters have 4 and no hits. We'll be back right after this.
And we are back here in the top of the 4th.
Danny Valdez at the plate for the Pacers. Breaking ball. Excuse me, catching the corner of the plate for 0-2.
Valdez probably a little bit weary after getting hit by a pitch in his first at bat.
It barely grazed his visor, but counted enough. Swung on a miss for strike 3. So Riley rallying here.
Had some heat on that fastball, did he not?
Do what?
He had some heat on that fastball.
Yes, he did. I was going to bring up Gene Rodriguez. And ball just missing inside. And that one just missing 2-0. That one missing high, so if we get something in between those, we've got a strike.
But that's what he's going to be looking for right down the middle. 3-0.
3-0. That one will catch the corner of the plate. 3-1. And that's going to fill the count as it catches the inside corner of the plate. That one's going to miss just inside, and that'll put a runner on first with one out. And Seth Hunt comes to the plate.
And he's 0 for 2 on the day.
Like to see him go for 0 for 3.
Absolutely. He has not gotten the ball to the infield, and I'm okay with that.
Truth. A little activity in the Pacer bullpen, but that's been going on for the last couple of innings. Hunt showing bunt.
Misses outside, though. 1-0 the count.
Good looking pitch there, a strike. Even the count 1-1.
I'm sure probably he's looking for pitcher's best friend in a double play.
Mm-hmm. So Hunt's a freshman out of Knoxville, Tennessee.
He had a pretty good showing in his first collegiate game.
Mm-hmm. That one swung on and hit back into his stance, actually. Count is 1-2.
It's got to be a little bit of pressure going in as a freshman, as a leadoff hitter on your team.
Yes. Well, Mitchell Price for us.
And Mitchell's a transfer, I believe.
You're right. USC Lancaster. So, props to Mr. Hunt. Riley definitely taking his time. And he's going to step off. His pace changes dramatically when there's runners on. And ball missing outside. Count is 2-2.
Just went away here in the fourth.
Good job by Schoen to keep that one from getting back to the backstop. Count is full. Swung on and missed. And we got interference.
So he's calling both runners out. So that's a,
so I guess we're even.
We get the double play that way, but you know, as we hit at the bottom of the fourth, USC Aiken still trails 4-0. But we'd also like to thank some of our sponsors today with Fats Cafe, who's, you know, they're a great sponsor with us. So when you're in town, come over to Fats, tell them we sent you over there. You know, South Carolina Education Lottery. When you play the lottery, you not only take a chance, but you're also giving a chance.
And while you're here, stay at the Quality Inn and Suites.
And you know, they're good. Denny McKellis State Farm Agency, Insurance. We're actually having a Denny McKellis night on February 10th in the Convocation Center with Titan State coming to town. So he's been a great sponsor for years and years and years with USC Aiken. So thank you for all that you do. Tyler's Tire and Auto Center. Whenever you have any trouble with your car, go to Tyler's Tire and Auto Center. The people that own it, former athletes from USC Aiken. tell them we sent you over there. I mean, and the Bronze Body Tanning Salon, great for these student athletes or the students that go and tan over there, people in town.
Keeping Pacer volleyball players tan all year round.
And it seems like every other student that you see. But we want to thank all these sponsors and just give us a couple minutes, and we'll be right back with the bottom of the fourth.
And welcome back, Chaz Powell up to the plate for the Pacers.
Still getting used to his more aerodynamic haircut.
Yes, Ethan Elliott still on the mound for the Rail Splitters.
Powell walked in the first.
And ball lifted straight back, and might hear that one on the rooftop.
Good thing they have the overhang over there. But probably hit it back over to where the concession stand is.
A little bit farther than we anticipated, yep.
So you always have to be wary of that if you're walking back there to go get some food at the concession stand.
1-1 pitch missing outside. That pitch just missing inside. 3-1. Hot shot to center field. He's got the center fielder turned around, and that's all the way back to the warning tracks, and Chaz Powell's going to end up on 2. So a nice double by Mr. Powell. That's going to bring up Brian Pereira.
I will say, give credit to these players. They have some pretty good walkout music this year.
Definitely digging back into the old school bag of tunes.
Having a little bit of fun with his walkout music over there with the PA announcer and the people on the other side of the press box.
Good looking pitch there. Called strike.
Pretty slow curveball.
His curveball really creates a lot of resistance in the air. It almost looks like it flutters up to the plate.
Which makes his fastball look even faster, though, too.
Being all tall and lanky like that. That one's going to miss a little low. Even the count, 1-1.
Ready for the sign. He steps off the rubber, looks the runner back at second.
Still waiting for our scoreboard people to figure it out.
Throws us off a little bit, but we'll try to do the best we can over here. Because, Chip, you and I are both perfect on everything we do, right?
I make no mistakes, except for that one time I thought I made a mistake, but I was right. So I did a nice rip down the right field line. That stays fair. That's going to hurt, but that's not. It's going to go about 3 feet to the right of the line. So that's going to bring everybody back.
Powell has to trot all the way back to second. Should be 1 ball, 2 strikes.
See some of our women's soccer players here. Appropriately bundled.
You see former softball player who graduated, Brittany
Williams
Williamson.
down there, yeah.
Yeah, she she interned for me for a semester, and by golly, that's probably one of the most genuine kids you've ever meet in your life.
Count is 1 and 2, and we finally got it right over there. As I applaud them, none of them saw it. It's probably best to keep things civil. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Runner on second. No outs. And a quick turn. And Powell jumps back on.
Powell's an efficient base runner, but not really a big threat to steal.
Well, that was before he's made his hair more aerodynamic.
He might have gained an extra, 10th or second or two. But
That ball fouled back. Keeping the count 1 and 2. So Pereira digs back in. Wastes the 1-2 pitch.
this usually when a pitcher steps off this many times and looks running back, he's trying to buy some time for someone in the bullpen, but there's nobody up.
There's nobody in the bullpen.
The Pacers have a couple people tossing down there, but nothing substantial right now. But 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs.
That ball lifted high into the picnic area.
And seems like it's over every fence except for the one that are in play. One and 2 the count.
And lifts that one out of play.
Seems like he's been batting for about 10 minutes, doesn't it?
I think he has been batting for the last 10 minutes. That ball just missing inside. Even the count, 2 and 2. Swung on and missed there by Pereira for out number 1.
I think he took something off of that pitch.
Third baseman, number 17, John Banks.
That's going to bring up John Banks to the plate. Got to say I was not familiar with that walk-up song.
It's definitely a new one.
Good play by the third baseman as he makes a diamond catch and throw to first for out number 2.
Looks the runner back to second, so
And now bring up Zach Moon.
Number 13, Zach.
this seems like a pretty good spot for Zach Moon. I mean, yesterday a couple 2-run home runs and got a run on second now, so why not do it again?
Excuse me. Yes, absolutely.
Consistency is key.
Well, he's due for a home run. He hadn't hit one in, since last night.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's been about, 16, 18 hours?
Yeah, he's due. No wind.
We can see how strong he is if there's no wind, no wind-aided type home runs.
Well, I think Zach is plenty strong enough. Now we're catching the outside corner of the plate. That one's going to miss. Even the count 1-1.
It's funny. It seems like we were zipping right along after the first inning for a couple innings, and despite no score here, it's taken a while.
That ball fouled back off the hands. Made the count 1-2. Swung on and missed there for strike 3, and Zach Moon is frustrated with himself. So the Pacers will add a hit to their collection, but still sitting on a big donut for a score. We trail 4-0 as we head into the top of the 5th. And welcome back, Pacer fans. Mason Ewers will step up to the plate for the Rail Splitters, and on the mound is Mr. Trevor Hutto, out of North Augusta, South Carolina. Righty bringing it right off the bat. Strike. That ball fouled back. Count is 0-2, so Hutto definitely getting ahead of his batters, and that's what you want to see from a pitcher coming in. Riley struggled in that category. Shot to short. Angerman gets it, makes a throw, and easily play for the Pacers for out number 1. And that's going to bring up Logan Augustine up to the plate. So Augustine digs in. Hutto brings it, and that ball is fouled up.
Yeah, he's back in.
Easy play for the left fielder, and that's out number 2. That's going to bring up Eric Coleman to the plate. The designated hitter out of Brooklyn, New York. This probably feels like summertime to him. Breaking ball missing outside, ball 1. Now we're catching the outside corner to even the count, 1-1. That ball lifted out of play. Make the count 1-2. Hot shot to right field, and that's going to be the first base hit for the Rail Splitters of the day. So good job by the designated hitter.
The center fielder, Wes Niederland.
And that's going to bring up Wes Niederland. Hot shot, or nice high hop. And Skylar Mercado having a hard time getting the ball out of his glove, but somehow managed to get it just in time to get the out. But the Pacers still trail 4-0 as we head into the bottom of the 5th. We'll be right back right after this.
Okay.
And welcome back. Max Schoen is going to lead it off for the Pacers. First pitch called strike. Good rip to short, but the short has proven that he can handle that shot. And a good play by the shortstop to retire Mr. Schoen back to the dugout with an out.
The right fielder, number 23, Luke Westerberg.
That's going to bring up Luke Westerberg, junior out of Trenton, New Jersey. Pacers need to get some kind of offense going. We trail 4-0. We've got a few base hits to show for it, but not enough to make a difference.
Seems like it's pretty difficult to be able to string them back to back. For now, but we still have a few more innings to come to the plate.
That's right. Swung on and missed there. Even the count 1-1.
It's a nice swing, but just unable to do anything with it.
That one fouled off the tip. Keeping the count 1-2. Fights that one off. Stay alive. 1 and 2 is the count. Big swing and a miss there.
Second baseman number 11, Skylar Mercado.
And that'll bring up Skylar Mercado.
Ricardo flied out to center field in his first at bat back in the third.
Two outs to go. Not to go. 2 outs. That pitch misses outside.
Yeah, pace yourself, Chip. It'll be a long, long day with a couple basketball games.
I know, right?
You got a band performance tonight. And
Yep.
I say band performance. Your band's performing tonight, I should say.
That's right. Playoffs tonight at 10 if you're around.
And of legal
Todd
age.
Markell, expect to see you there.
The grounder to second. He's looking at a routine play, 4-3 to end the 5th inning. Heading to the 6th. Pacers trail 4-0. And we are back here in the top of the 6th inning. As Clark looks at a ball. Misses high, ball 2. The chopper foul. Great stab by the third base coach. A little slow on the release, though, but throwing it back to the Pacers dugout. I mean, that type of high lob's not going to get anybody out.
And I got to say, our dugout crew over there is not as agile as the crew last year. They could get to a loose ball faster than anybody as that ball's fouled out of play, making the count 2-2.
So thought out play to the picnic area, which is basically people bundled up in blankets today.
That'll change in a few weeks,
Yes.
thanks to the whatever thing that saw its shadow or didn't see its shadow.
I was going to say global warming, but I don't know.
Don't make it political, sir. Don't make it political.
I'm the farthest one from being
Speaking
political
of politics, I'm voting for the rodent that said we got an early spring coming.
I'm right there with you.
That ball lifted out of play, back over into the picnic area. Cal remained 3-2. Trevor Hutto working pretty rapid pace, which would be fortuitous for us with basketball kind of looming in the near future. As that ball gets through the gap, nice shot there.
And by near future, you mean 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Yes. I think we'll be all right.
Fielder number 14.
As I knock on wood.
And just like that, they have doubled their hit totals to 2,
As Diller steps to the plate.
both off of Hutto. That one missing just outside. Hot shot into the gap. Can we get there? No, that's going to fall.
Just about 2 feet away from both the center fielder and right fielder.
Could not have picked a better spot to hit it. Misses some of that Tyler Moore speed right there.
That's the truth.
That kid could fly.
And nothing wrong with the right fielder at all, but Tyler
Nope.
Moore had exceptional speed.
Yes, he did.
2 years ago, he had 11 triples in the year. School record. As Valdez squares up to bunt.
Hutto steps off, keeping everybody honest. No outs. Runners on first and second.
You see how shallow Mitchell Price is playing in center field. As is everybody really as he fouls that one off. On the count.
Bunt goes foul and taking the count 0-2.
At this point, if you're Lincoln Memorial's coach, do you sit there and still try to bump on the third strike, or do you just go ahead and let him hit away?
I'm a fan of hitting away in this situation with no outs.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't want to have, if he grounds a chopper, you know what? It's still going to move the runners over for the most
That's
part.
right.
Or as they say in Moneyball, bunts or outs.
Well, a lot of times, too, when you got the outfield coming in a little bit,
You can.
which right now it's our center fielder that's in. Everybody else is back to normal.
It seems like you can punch it right, right over the short in the infielder's heads, and
Mm-hmm.
he looks like he's gonna take a hack at this one. Maybe not.
Showing bunt.
Pulls it back. 1-2 the count. As the Pacers were charging in for the bunt.
And now when he lays down straight at the pitcher, struggles to get it, and he can't get the throw as Hutto struggled to get the ball out of his glove.
Yeah. And they'll probably end up rolling that one in error as he bobbled it a little bit.
And that will be an error.
So they could have ESP or something. Probably or something.
Or something.
Yeah.
Second base is number 7, Gene Rodriguez.
That's going to bring out a visit from Coach Kenny Thomas as he comes out to talk to Mr. Trevor Hutto.
And he's going to make a call to the bullpen. So, Chip, you want to take a break for a second?
I'm taking a break.
All right, we'll be right back.
And welcome back on the mound for the Pacers, Cole Lee.
Who I will say that's Kyle Dawson's favorite name to say when he's on the broadcast.
Cole Lee. Rocking a little shorter hair this year. Doesn't have that golden locks hanging out under his hat.
Like Punny Boy Curves.
Did you say Honey Boy Curves?
No, I can't even say Pony Boy Curtis from.
Oh, Pony Boy. Okay, yeah, I got you.
Had to go old school with that.
He's throwing a couple of strikes so far. 0-2 is the count.
The hair is more aerodynamic, just like Chaz Powell.
That one's going to miss outside. Gene Rodriguez at bat for the Rail Splitters.
As Lee's coming off a productive year last year. Fouls that one off down left field line, and bullpen is coming out to get the ball. Lee's coming in a tough predicament though, with bases loaded and nobody out.
He can handle it. Steady diet of breaking balls so far. There's a fastball. Hot shot over left field, and that's going to send him all the way to the warning track.
And they've got runner hung up at between second and third.
That was a bad play by the – it looked like third base coach might have been responsible for that little fiasco.
Absolutely, where he didn't let the runner from second go all the way in, and the one from first thought he was going all the way in and then got hung up between second and third for the out. Which usually see a ball that well hit, you've got at least 2 runs going in.
See a couple of runs, yeah, when you got.
But hey, we're thankful for that.
Oh, as a Pacer fan, yeah. Now we only trail 5-0. Could have easily trailed 6 or 7.
As Lee fires right back with a strike on a swing and a miss.
Runner going. As you would expect them to do, but.
So you got runners on second and third now. One down, gets you out of the double play ball for the most part, but we did see the unique double play earlier in the game with the strike him out and batter's interference.
That's right. So it can be done.
You just never can tell in the game of baseball. See something new every single day.
That's why we love it. Breaking ball, catching the inside corner there, making the count 1-2. Breaking ball, fouled. Good hustle out of the dugout, but couldn't quite handle it. Got a little dirty to show for it.
Just more work for the managers, right? But I tell you, those managers that Kenny Thomas has put in some hours of work.
Yes, they do.
And they do a great job. I mean, not much recognition at all, but they are some of the best in the nation.
They definitely handle a lot of the duties inside that locker room. One-two pitch. Good job keeping the ball in front of him, as Max shown. One out. Runners on second and third. 2-2 pitch. Hot shot in the gap, and that's going to score at least one. And the third base coach is going to stop him at third, much to the dismay of Rail Splitter fans.
The left fielder, Mason Ewers.
Not wanting to challenge Chaz Powell's arm.
He's got a strong arm, that's for sure, as we saw last year when he played in the infield. But at this point, you know, if you're the third base coach, do you sit there and say, we'll play base by base, or do you sit there and try to, you know, put the hammer down and drop 3 or 4 more runs like this, you know, in the inning and make it almost seem insurmountable? But nothing's out of reach in baseball.
Nope. That breaking ball catching corner for strike 1.
As Augustine's at the plate, he's 0 for 2 with the walk and a run scored. Scored back in the first inning. Rodriguez, or sorry, that was Hunt going down to second base. One ball, one strike.
Runners on second and third. 1 out. Hot shot to third, but that gets just under his glove, and that's going to score 1 and advance. So we got runners on the corners, still rocking 1 out.
And they're going to roll that an error, thinking that he should have had that ball.
The first baseman, Logan Augustine.
Yeah, Banks definitely should have made a play on that. He just took his eye off the ball and skimmed right under his glove. That's going to bring up number 24, Logan Augustine.
Yep, that was my fault. In the last batter, I said it was Augustine before, but obviously I can't read numbers between 22 and 24. I was having a little bit of a difficulty. So thank you, Chip.
Got you covered.
It might be a long night for me doing stats in basketball. I hope my spotter's good.
It's a lot of Pacer sports this weekend.
And thankfully, we'll see people from the Aiken Standard here at every single sporting event, I think, at least today and yesterday. Not sure about tomorrow because it's some other games going on us outside of Pacer Athletics.
I don't know what they could be.
I mean, nothing as important as season opener for softball and
Unless
third
it's
game
an
of
underwater basket weaving competition going on that I haven't heard about.
I mean, I'm just not sure. But
1-1 is the count.
you know,
Coley definitely put in a tough spot. Good call there, 1-2.
wind's blowing out a little bit.
And he swung on there and missed. So Coley gets the batter out at the plate. Much to the relief of Pacer fans who feel like we've been watching this
The designated hitter, Eric Coleman.
part of the inning way too long.
So I mean, it's been the rail splitters have been at the plate for a little while right now, and typically you see a coach get to his bullpen when a team's been batting this long, it seems, but there's no one up in the bullpen for Lincoln Memorial.
Yeah, obviously they're feeling pretty okay with how their pitching has performed, and why not? They've got a shutout right now.
And up a touchdown.
Up by a whole touchdown. As Coleman is up at the plate for the rail splitters. That ball bent to the tune of a strike. Make the count 0-2 as the runner advances to second from first.
He's trying to induce him into making a throw so the runner could possibly try to go home, but Sean was having none of that. Oh, 2 count.
That ball just missing outside. Was hoping he'd chase it. It's a good spot. Coleman wasn't having it. 1-2 is the count. Swung on a miss there for strike 3. So, 3 added on here at the top of the 6th. As we head to the bottom, Pacers trail 7-0. We'll be right back right after this. And welcome back as Mitchell Price takes to bat up to the plate. Ethan Elliott remains on the mound for the Rail Splitters. That breaking ball just missing the corner.
As you'll expect to see some of the Pacers maybe taking a few more pitches before they start swinging this time, just to maybe get him out of his rhythm, and because we've jumped on a lot of first pitch, fastballs and breaking balls.
That one called strike. Even the count 1-1. Yeah, you definitely want to get into their arms a little bit. We did come out pretty aggressive early on, but this is a good time to start. Let them throw it a little bit before you start hacking away at some of these pitches. That ball swung on and missed. 1-2. And swung on and missed there. Strike 3.
He's going to bring up Ammerman to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a double to right center in the first inning, and he flew out in the third. He's winning that pitch in the outside corner, but the umpire's having none of that.
Wow, and he missed it by about 3 inches from where I'm sitting. I can see that one pretty clear. That'll catch this strike zone pretty solid with a fastball. 1-1 is your count.
Chops that one foul into the dugout. 1-2 now. 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. USC controls 7-0.
We got them right where we want them. They've got that false sense of confidence.
It's baseball. You never know what can happen.
That ball coming inside, missing to even the count, 2-2. That one's going to catch the inside corner for strike 3, and Ammerman definitely had an opinion to share with the home plate umpire. Now that's going to bring up Chaz Powell to the plate.
And Powell's 1 for 1 with a walk, double to right center in the 4th, left-handed, and he was left-handed at second base.
He's just going ahead and just hit this one on out of the ballpark.
That way no one can get to it. So
it's a lot easier that way when you do that.
It's
just
like
hit it out.
It's like Happy Gilmore when he was trying to. He's like, it's not easier just to hit the hole one time instead of hitting it 2 or 3 times.
Nice hit by Chaz Powell with his first dinger of the season.
And as Eric Russell from the Aiken Standard was just sharing with me, he's like, the Pacers have not been shut out since 2013. And as soon as he wrote it on in his text, Chaz
Boom.
Powell hits a home
Chaz
run.
Powell said, "Here, let me go ahead and fix that for you."
Maybe we should have done that a few innings ago.
Brian Pereira.
Nice hit by Chaz Powell. That's going to bring up Brian Pereira. And the comeback bid has begun. So we only trail 6 now.
You know, get that touchdown, you're ahead. You got the extra point almost.
I miss football already.
We get to watch one more game tomorrow night.
Yes, I do. First pitch called strike.
Yes. Pereira, you said at the plate?
Pereira at the plate. He looks like somebody that could probably launch a ball. That one's going to miss low. 1-1. That one's going to miss outside to make the count 2-1. Scoreboard showing John Banks is up, but
He's on deck.
we're looking at Pereira. He's on deck, so give the scoreboard keepers. They're playing in ahead.
I like that sometimes.
3-1 is the count. Is he going for a ride? No, that was not going to make it. He slices it
Probably about
deep
3.
into left field. Gave it a heck of a ride, but it doesn't go enough. But Chaz Powell will put us on the boards as we trail 7-1.
Of God Bless America.
Feel free to stand up and join us as we sing God Bless America.
We are back here in the 7th inning. Cole Lee still on the mound for the Pacers.
Wes Niederlin at the plate for the rail splitters.
That's a tough word to say. You know, I give credit. I have a friend that's women's basketball coach up there, Crystal Reeves Evans, but we worked together a few years ago. But you know, great person. But man, that's just gonna be tough to sit there and say and spell every single time it's in a press release.
It's a long name. He's using a lot of vowels and consonants. That ball
I guess
Apparently it's foul, thank the Lord, because it definitely was scooting on down the line.
that'd have been double at least.
Give Pereira credit. He was laid out trying to get to it and ended up hopping over top of him. So the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Sean will throw it down to first, and that'll be out number 1. Little Thin Lizzy music in the background.
Russell Clark.
Up to the plate, Russell Clark, catcher for the Rail Splitters.
He singled and scored in his last at bat.
Breaking ball called strike right outside corner. Good looking fastball outside corner. Look for a little bit of a curveball outside, just missing outside right here. See if we can get him to chase one. And he doesn't.
That was a good call by you, though.
Thank you.
So what are the winning lottery numbers tonight?
I think that was my one lucky call of the day. Little fastball to the inside corner here. Bring it. Nope, setting up. Nope. Almost got it to catch. Just low. Maybe we count 2-2. Should have quit while I was ahead.
You know, I say the same thing after I make a shot in basketball. I'm like, I'll keep shooting because I made it. Oh, then I missed the next one.
I finally got the pitch. I was just a pitch fast on my
So you do have
call.
like ESP.
ESPN Ocho. That's what I have.
Only for dodgeball tournaments, right?
Dang Skippy. That's where the real action is.
I think we watched too many movies, Chip. But
The 2-2 pitch. Got him chasing after that one. Not sure the park's going to hold it as that one just out of play. Count will remain 2-2.
the 3 Pacers are trotting over there trying to get the ball, but about 5 feet too far.
Consider that a design flaw with the stadium.
I mean, but what a beautiful stadium this is. It's probably one of the best in Division II.
Definitely had some Lincoln Memorial fans compliment our field last night.
And right now we're in the process of refinishing the Hall of Fame room, which I believe is open now, but it's, inside the stadium. And in a few days, it will be fully completed, and we will have a 360 tour on our website through the facility, so you can see everything, within the next 10 days. And I'll tell you, the work that SWA Angie Osmond has done with that room is absolutely stunning.
Angie Osmond is what makes this whole thing work.
I mean, she's not only the mayor's wife, but she's
She's the first lady. Good shot. Hopefully that's going to turn foul, and
it must have missed by about a hair.
it didn't miss by much.
It's probably one of my hairs, which means probably about like a quarter of an inch because I'm losing most of mine.
I think you're giving yourself a lot of credit with a quarter of an inch.
You're probably right. It's without my glasses on. I think it's like a quarter of an inch.
Tough break for the young man at plate.
But
Russell Clark.
heck of a drive, though.
He just missed that ball.
We want to thank all these fans that have stuck with us. All the Pacer fans and Rail Splitter fans and all those others that are tuning in to watch this broadcast. Even though the Pacers are down, we're still going to try to be entertaining for you.
Clark goes out after that one. Easy play by a right fielder.
Westerberg snagged it.
The right fielder, H.D. Dillard.
He's going to bring up H.D. Dillard to the plate. it's always fun. This is the second year that you and I have done this, and we see some of these same players coming in, each year, and it feels like you almost know these kids from these opposite teams.
Even from the other teams, yeah. Good play by the right fielder. He had to run that one down. Dillard gave it a little bit of a ride, but we were able to nab it. So with that, we invite you all to stretch it out as we go to the 7th inning stretch. We'll be right back while we stretch. And welcome back. Ethan Elliott's still on the mound for the Rail Splitters.
And he's had an outstanding day for them.
He's definitely having fun with us. John Banks up at the plate, hoping he can offer up something. That'll even the count, 1-1. Apparently he didn't want anything straight down the middle. Pulled a little off on that one and couldn't get it across the strike zone. 2-1.
I mean, the Rail Splitters have action in their bullpen for first time all day. Righty down there, I can't really tell the number. But, if Elliott can sit there and make quick work, he'll probably come back out for the 8th and I think, unless he's on a pitch count. But, I mean, the way he's thrown today, you almost want to give him a chance to throw the complete game.
Yeah, he's definitely throwing well. Doesn't look like he's lost any velocity.
Just missed on that one.
He's going to bring up Zach Moon.
Moon struck out a couple times today after a couple home runs yesterday. Meeting of the minds on the mound. But sorry, I was just jamming to the music.
It was good music.
Between that and pondering what my next show on Netflix will be. As we talked about that between innings, but Elliott stares down the runner at first.
Take a little bit off that one, and it's going to catch the inside corner for strike one.
That was a great curveball.
It was a nice. I'm telling you, the way he throws that thing, it really flutters up to the plate. Catches a lot of resistance as it's just cutting through the air.
And
quick move to first.
If his family is not here and they're listening and watching, I was like, he's done a phenomenal job today. I mean, he really has.
Mm-hmm. And we're saying that about the enemy.
Well, but when you
recognize it, you recognize it.
Absolutely.
He just misses that one high to even the count 1-1.
And these are student athletes. I mean, they're doing it for the love of the game still, and scholarship hopefully. But this is when the game is the most pure. It seems like. 1-1 the count.
Hit off the hands.
Might
have a shot, but it would have made it. It would have taken an amazing play by the first baseman to get to that one.
And by amazing play, you mean like Usain Bolt speed?
Like whatever he could do to get there, if he could have done it, it would have been amazing.
Yep, you're right.
So Zach will dig back in. 1-2 is the count. Runner on first. He lays off that one. And that was a tough one to lay off of, too. I think he wasn't expecting fastballs. The only reason why he didn't swing at that one. 2-2 is the count.
And all the LMU fans wanted that one to be called third strike.
Yeah, a lot of Lincoln Memorial folks out here. John Banks trying to get back to the bag. Keeps running into the first baseman, but the first baseman
keeps sliding over the bag, it seems like, to taking up more and more of it, so it's harder for him to get back. And umpire kind of steps in and says, we want to have none of this.
John Banks making it quite clear, I'm going to keep running over you.
And you can take that to the bank.
My word. Well, Zach Moon will settle that score pretty quick with a long bomb. Is it fair? And they're calling that a foul.
And Kenny Thomas is going to argue.
Kenny Thomas is definitely giving him a 1-2. This is one of my favorite things to watch, and Kenny Thomas comes out all excited.
I mean,
it was close. It's hard to tell from where we're sitting.
And there's a little bit of a scuffle between the teams here, folks. I don't know what happened, but both benches are cleared now. And, folks, while we sell this, we're going to be right back.
Yes, we will. All right, welcome back. Count is 2-2. Zach Moon back at the plate. A little bit of a spirited discussion between both teams. I'm not sure what inspired it. We just know that a close call could have been a 2-run home run. And now the home plate umpire is getting an earful from Zach Moon. Zach Moon being
And you can tell
a lot of emotions out there on the field right now. Home plate umpire might need an escort.
and good job by Powell to get Zach Moon back in the dugout.
Yeah.
And you see now that Elliott's working everything inside right now.
Max Schoen at the plate. Little shot shallow center. That's going to drop. So a good piece of hitting by Matt Schoen.
That's going to bring up Westerberg.
Right fielder, Luke Westerberg.
And that's going to bring up Luke Westerford.
Westerberg is 0 for 2 today. Had a deep shot to left in his first at bat.
So Westerford will dig in. He's got runners on first and second, 1 out. Here at the bottom of the 7th. There's that curveball coming in over the outside corner of the plate for strike 1. That one's not going to come back in.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside there. 1-1.
So we've had a little bit of everything today. The no hitter going for a while, but they've had a few runs were scored.
While trailing 4 runs.
And we've had home run that Chas Powell's home run, and then one we thought was a home run in a scuffle, and it's been entertaining though, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I got to say, from our perspective from here, Zach Moon's, that one he hit,
It looked like it was.
it looked good from here.
And you're almost right even with the line.
Right, and I mean, obviously I'm not on top of the line, but it was a close call. I mean, obviously I'm not going to argue one way or the other. He saw it as foul, but
a lot of these balls that people hit for both teams over the course of the 2 seasons we've been calling have pretty much, it seems like they're in foul territory or fair territory, and then
they just kind of turned it last second.
either that or it seems like it because the way the stadium is built in the background, they're fair when they leave the stadium, but they curve foul later on.
Well, we know that one's all foul. But yeah, you're right. That's the same old thing you deal with baseball since the beginning of time.
We need instant replay, don't we? I'm just kidding. I'm so kidding on that one. We
We don't need replay, no.
We don't have the technology to be able to do that here in Division II, folks.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one's going to go down the right field line, easily played by the right fielder, and he gets it back in, holding the runners at first and second.
It was a solid throw.
The second baseman, Skylar Mercado.
That's going to bring up Skylar Mercado.
He's 0 for 2 for the day.
First pitch missing high. Looks like Niall Goins is on deck.
Grounded to short with the long throw to first. And he caught it for the out.
And Rail Splitters are pretty fired up on that out as they maintain a 7-1 lead as we head into the bottom of the 7th. We'll be right back right after this. And welcome back. Cole Evers stays on the mound for the Pacers. Up to bat for the Rail Splitters is Danny Valdez. Showing bunt. Pulling back and getting called for a strike.
You can see how interesting how the Pacers and both teams react in this inning. After they switch fields. And one fan disagrees with the umpire's call, but he's
1-1.
He's entertaining, that's to say the least. It's 2-1 the count now.
That ball catching the corner to even the count, 2-2. Good looking pitch, called strike. 3 right there.
Second baseman.
I'll bring up Gene Rodriguez to the plate. Lifted that one way up into the air. Don't think it's got the distance, though.
If we were playing a silo, it might have been a home run.
Shortstop, Seth Hunt.
That's going to bring up number 20, Seth Hunt.
He's getting last-minute instructions. Saying if you're going to swing, hit the ball.
Hit the ball.
It's a simple game.
They throw the ball. We hit the ball.
Catch the ball.
Catch the ball.
Bull Durham?
Great baseball movie.
I mean, it is baseball season now, so we'll probably get a few references of different baseball movies in all throughout the year.
Uh-huh.
There's a strike on the outside corner there.
Tailing outside, missing 1-1. Catches that one just enough to stay alive, but he fouls that one out. Fastball missing up and in.
Deuce is wild.
Working on a full house. Nice little bendy ball there, but easily fielded by Mr. Mitchell Price. I don't even think he took a step to retire the side. So as we head into the 8th inning, Pacers trail 7-1. We got a little work to do, so hang in there. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Dominic Marabito will take the mound for the Rail Splitters. Up to bat for the Pacers is Mitchell Price.
And Morabito, he's from Virginia, is he not?
He is from Virginia.
And I keep wondering if he's related
Vienna.
to the first. Yep. Wonder if he's related to the rest of the Morabitos I used to work with at Virginia Tech. But it's a big world.
Virginia is not that big of a state, though.
Yeah, it's not. That's true. So never can tell. Yeah,
Price going for a bunt. Gets called for a strike.
1-1 the count.
Good looking pitch there, called strike. 1-2.
They've got curveballs working all day long.
Now one just fouled, enough to stay alive.
Nice attempt by the catcher to try to catch it, but Price stays alive.
He fouled that one off.
And Phil Disher was having none of that at all at third base.
He hit that one off his left ankle. Now we're going to miss outside, even the count, 2-2. That one fouled out of play. Might catch a car. Not quite.
The high rough over there.
He's playing golf. He definitely would hate his next shot.
It's like playing somewhere probably like in the British Open, you think?
At least. Get ripped left. Got the left fielder backing up to the warning track, but he's able to squeeze it for out number 1.
I'm just interested to see who's going to be able to hit it here, Furniture Outlet sign to get a free couch.
Yeah.
First this year.
What I'm talking about. Give me a free couch. As Tyler Ammerman comes up to the plate.
Tell you, if it's first one who hits it, let me go down there and take some BP down there.
That one's going to miss outside. 1-0. That one will catch it. Even the count, 1-1. Big swing and a miss there. 1-2.
He wanted all of that though.
He was swinging for that one. We need some ducks on the pond out there. That won't help as he swings and misses for strike 3.
Morbito, he's
Left fielder, Chaz
solid so far in the first 2 batters he's faced. Bringing a lot of heat, good breaking ball.
He's moving around a little bit in the strike zone, which has been really helpful. As Chaz Powell comes to the plate.
You know,
He's seen a few pitches over his career.
absolutely.
Big swing and a miss there.
And after seeing a lefty all day long, it's probably hard to adjust and see a right-handed pitcher coming in.
Nice shot. That'll get through to left field. Now I'll bring up Brian Pereira.
Brian Pereira.
Not sure what this song is, but it's got a little thump to it, a little bass.
It was Shoop by Salt and Pepper.
Shoot. Was it by Salt and Pepper? Is that what it is?
Yeah. And back in the about mid-90s.
Man, everybody's digging way back into the past with their music.
Well, this is stuff I'm familiar with. Versus the stuff that comes out now, I'm like, what is this? Not saying I'm old
You
or
and me
anything.
both. And I'm in the music business.
But your band plays a little bit different style of music, correct?
Oh, no, we mix it up. Now, I will say we don't do any salt and pepper. That doesn't mean we won't try. Pereira fooled badly on that pitch. Might have been the most stiff swing I've ever seen in my life.
He's like, I don't want to swing, but I can't not swing.
I don't know what he thought he was going to accomplish if he made contact with it. Probably not the best effort in his career.
But you put the ball in play, you never know what can happen.
The 0-2 pitch. And again, really stiff looking on that swing, but he just got fooled, and that'll do it. So we'll go to the bottom of the 8th, trailing 7-1. We'll be back. Welcome back, Pacer fans. On the mound for the Pacers, Jordan Brown. Trying to decide if this isn't his Pacer debut.
I believe it is, but we're going to check that out on Pacersports.com.
Mason Ewers at the plate for the Rail Splitters. Splitters leading 7-1 here at the top of the ninth.
You're looking at his bio page. This is his first career action.
All right.
The Sewanee, Georgia native.
That looked like it had a little pepper on it. Pretty wild throwing motion. He really pulls it out of his back pocket, it looks like.
He's using every inch of his 6'6" frame for that power.
2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Looked like it broke Ewer's ankles on that one.
I mean,
2-2 is the count.
if you're going to swing from your heels, I think that was a perfect example of that.
He's wearing tennis shoes. He's still spinning.
Like Michael Jackson with his spins and his moonwalk and everything.
And that ball is going to come inside. And Ewers is very animated. Feels like that ball got hit.
And umpire saying he was swinging it up.
And you're not going to get any love from the umpire when you show the umpire up like that.
And I know that you always go out there and battle for your kid. I understand that. But
yeah, I think the umpire has no problem with this conversation, but the way the batter's been dancing and getting a little animated.
Yeah, when the umpire is walking out, he kind of tosses the bat a little bit, and if he saw it, you never know what could have been, if he could have been ejected or not for
right
trying to show up the umpire. And that's the last thing you want to do. I mean, these people are working hard. They're going to be out here for another game tomorrow. And you really don't want them to think about that for the next day when you come to the plate as well.
Although I would suggest this umpire maybe consider another place to be tomorrow.
I think he'll be in first base, in the field tomorrow, and they'll switch up.
He has not had.
He's had a tough day.
He's not made a lot of friends on either side of the plate. Just not knocking him. I mean,
he's had a tough game to call. That's for sure. And the little kind of scuffle they had as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you hate to see that. And
2-2 count. Sports. Boy, Jordan Brown just really brings that thing from way back.
And they say he's safe on there, even though Pereira caught the ball, but it looked like his glove was stepped on. And Coach Thomas is coming to talk about that play.
Coach Thomas definitely had a lot of conversations today.
Not really a sprint, but a kind
wanted
of.
to talk to the field out.
Kind of a jog. A cool down type of jog, you think?
That might have been a sprint for Kenny Thomas, though.
I mean, no, he got animated earlier and came out pretty fast. But it's later in the day, so he's more, a little bit tired. But he's just asking for the appeal, and as rightfully so. And so they've asked for the appeal, and we'll see what happens. But more often than not, they're going to keep the same call. And they will rule him safe.
So he's ruled safe at first.
He's going to bring up Augustine to the plate, who's had a solid day.
So with runner on first, Augustine up to the plate.
One of the count.
Jordan Brown uses a lot of body motion in his windup.
Almost like Fernando Valenzuela back in the day.
But it's a different kind of, like the way his head rocks on his shoulders. It looks counterproductive.
And the run at first saying he needs a little bit of run because of
because
he kind of stepped on the glove of Pereira. And you might tweak something just going off first. I mean, sometimes it's just a silly movement or a strange movement, and you can tweak your back in a moment's notice. But they're bringing out some MC Hammer music. Actually, he was going by Hammer, I believe, at the time, and he dropped the MC to be politically correct. And while we're figuring out what's going on over here, we're going to take a quick break. Pacers trail 7-0 with
I'm gonna go make a pizza.
with no outs here in the top of the ninth inning. And pinch running at first base is Timmy Wages, as Augustine is back at the plate. Brown misses high and outside. 3-0 the count. And the pitch misses high. Ball 4. And that's going to bring up the DH, Eric Coleman. Got 2 runners on, no outs here in the top of the ninth inning. Brown misses outside. 1-0. As Brown settles in, looking for the call. Here's the pitch, right down the outside part of the plate. 1-1 the count. And folks, I mean, we know it's 4:38, so we have homecoming basketball starting in less than an hour. So tune in to PacerSports.com for another doubleheader as he flies out to left field. But starting at 5:30, we will have women's basketball action, followed by men's basketball action on PacerSports.com. The live video links, stat links, audio, all will be available there. So, nothing else. Just tune in to PacerSports.com for a couple more exciting games. And as Kenny Thompson is going to the bullpen, we'll be back here in just a moment with Pacers trailing 7-1. And we are back here in the top of the ninth inning with Jared Phillips coming on in relief for the Pacers with Nederland at the plate. And first pitch, he hits Nederland, which loads the bases with one away.
So welcome to 2016 baseball.
It's
Jared Felix,
it's you know,
first pitch of the season, hit batsman.
it's just a bit inside. I mean,
Just a bit inside.
solid pitch, but Nederland was crowding the plate, and now they're gonna bring the first and third baseman in, looking for a, looking to make a play at the plate. As Felix misses high and away, ball one.
Jared, a little sidewinder throw out of Aiken, South Carolina, local product.
Met his brother earlier this year.
Yes, you did. Got to play some volleyball with him this summer.
Him
with
and-
his brother.
And an All-American, Ashley Dietrich.
Yeah. And if I recall, we beat them
3 straight matches.
3 straight matches.
Yeah. It was also mentioned on Ashley Dietrich's senior day, but I won't let her forget it.
Never ever. The 2-0 pitch. Fouled back, making the count 2-1. Boy, Lincoln Memorial really just jumped all over some really
Just some
lackadaisical pitching. I mean, we just couldn't get the ball. We couldn't get it. Couldn't get runners out. We were giving them free passes.
just finding everything right around the strike zone, but not in the strike zone.
Right. And a lot of people would say, well, that's the official, being too whatever. But in truth, it's the responsibility of the pitcher to figure out what is okay and what's not.
Yeah. And also, coming in pitching for the first time this season, it might have something to do with it. A little bit of nerves on his opening day.
That ball lifted into center field. We're going to see a play at the plate here. There he goes. He's on his horse, but he's going to throw it to third. And wisely so.
They take the run in. I'm a little bit surprised about that. Up 7-1. I know that no lead is safe, but your pitcher's been pretty dominant so far for 8 innings. And now it's 8-1.
Well, you can do the old Spurrier. It's not my job to not score. It's your job to stop me.
That is true.
So Jared in the windup.
And Dillard smacks one into right center.
HD gets that one. Lifts it into center field, but Price able to get a handle on it, and they pick up one. They lead 8-1. We'll be right back. All right, we trail 8-1 here in the bottom of the ninth. Douglas Ard to the plate, pulling out all the stops.
Doug Ard, we have not seen his jerseys in the stands this year yet.
No, I made that comment last night. Did not, but I was thinking that if his parents are here, they're probably wearing jackets.
And probably under blankets and everything else because it's
Right.
a bit cold out there.
Just a bit chilly.
Of course, as the guy from you from Colorado, me being from Florida, I mean, anything below 80, I'm cold.
And he takes strike 2, looking. And he's going to take strike 3, looking, and he's going to go back. His bat never even left his shoulder. That pitch looked a little bit outside, so but when you got 2 strikes, you don't let that go. You can go ahead and foul that one off.
You swing at everything.
And that'll bring up Zach Moon to the plate. Zach, who had an almost home run his last at bat, but it was called foul. Gonna rip that one to third, and that's going to eat up the third baseman. He's able to get it.
It was a close play at first, but Moon unable to leg that one out. So Pacers down for their last out, but as USA Chip, you can't start 2 out
Every
rally.
2-out rally needs 2 outs.
Absolutely.
That's going to bring up Max Schoen, who's had a pretty solid at-bats today.
He's just a solid player.
Yes, he is. He's from the great state of Colorado. What would you expect? That pitch just missing. All of a sudden, Marabito can't get a call. I think the home plate umpire realizes as soon as this is over, he's got to walk through all these people.
Well, we do have escorts to take the officials back.
And that one's just missing. 3-0.
Be surprised if he's swinging to this one.
And he's going to, on 4 straight balls, he's going to head to the first. And that'll bring up number 23, Luke Westerberg. Little Steve Miller Band. It's part of his walk-up song.
The only Steve Miller band I know is the Joker.
That ball missing. So 5 straight balls. And catcher's going to go out there and have a word with his pitcher, Mr. Marabito. And a little short mound meeting is over. For those of you still hanging out with us, not sure if I should call you heroic or gluttons for punishment. Pacers shown very little offensive effort. But 2 outs. Here we go. That pitch missing the mark. So 6 straight balls by Marabito. Starting to look a lot like the Pacers pitching in the first inning. And we find a strike. 2-1 is the count. Swung on and missed, even the count, 2-2. 2 outs, runner on first. Bottom of the ninth. This is where it's got to happen for the Pacers. We need 7 runs to continue the game. We need 8 to win it. That pitch just missing the mark, making the count full. And if anybody thought the officiating crew was pulling against the Pacers after that call, you can rest assured that is not the case, because he could have easily called that a strike. And we'd have been hard pressed. And that'll do it. With that strikeout, the Rail Splitters win 8-1. Evening up the series 1-1. Rubber match tomorrow. So with that said, thanks for hanging out with us. We'll be back tomorrow. Look forward to seeing you then. For Brent Hager, I'm Chip. We're out.